Nic Leary, welcome to the Augusta Anaconda for 2012. Your first time here. What are your thoughts coming into the race?
It's great to be here. I guess coming to do your first Anaconda race here in Augusta is going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm a newbie to the Anaconda series, and I've been racing my mountain bike quite a bit more so in the last few years, so it's another foray down a little bit of the unknown, but I'm pretty excited, and you know, like it's a true multi-sporters event. It's very off-road and very technical and very challenging, so you know, if anything, you just got to give it heaps and see what happens.
Talk to me a little bit about your background, mountain biking mainly, but going back beyond that, it wasn't even mountain biking or off-road.
No, Well, as a youngster, I grew up on the farm, and I used to run a fair bit and do a bit of cross country, and then I played rugby. I was from a small town, and there was no team sport other than rugby. If you wanted to play a team sport, there was schoolboy rugby, so that's what I did, and I continued to play for a number of years at representative level and what have you, and then I kind of stopped growing and neither upwards or outwards, and so that got the better of me a little bit. So then I was still running and doing some multi-sport through university, loved every moment, and discovered the sport of mountain biking, and yeah, from that I've certainly turned my hand to the off-road disciplines, whether that's mountain biking or running, so yeah, that's me.
And now, so you're part of, as well as racing individually, you're obviously part of the the Tri-Nations Trophy now, South Africa versus New Zealand versus Australia. What are your thoughts on the other two teams?
Oh, gee. Yeah, it's really neat to have that other element within the race, I think. So at the end of the day, it's still an individual effort, and you just got to give it heaps, and obviously you're not just racing for yourself but for my two teammates and the overall as well. So, you know, I guess if every second counts, so you just got to bear that in mind, perhaps. Look, who knows how it's going to play out. I do think it's going to be close. Our teams had a reshuffle. I think we're still as strong as we would have been. I know the Aussies, perhaps they're probably more experienced with this particular Augusta race. So and I mean the South Africans, I guess they just throw a whole new aspect to it, because they've not been here before, and this is the first time it's been a Tri-Nations, not just a Tasman contest. So yeah, who knows?
And have you seen any of the course? What are your thoughts about the environment that you're going to be racing through?
Oh, it's neat. Yeah, I have. I was out here on Tuesday, and it looks really nice right now and very flat and calm. I tell you, it certainly wasn't on Tuesday, and we were running around on the run course. It's very technical, a lot of rock jumping and sand, soft sand in the beaches, and pretty tough going, very taxing. And then add to that the thought of paddling out there in a massive swell with big gusts, white caps, and pretty typical Southern Ocean, I think. And today it's very much a different story. So I'm kind of hoping it's going to lean towards these conditions on Sunday. But as you know, you can never tell. You can never be sure. So I guess we'll just have to embrace whatever happens. So in terms of the course, though, I mean it's cool. The run is very technical, as I said. The paddle and swim are true blue ocean stages, so they are going to be tough if the conditions are tough. And as for the mountain bike, it's pretty fast and furious with dirt track and that, but you know, I'm pretty sure that your skills still come to the fore when you're turning and in the sand, and I've had 4 days of that with the Cape to Cape, so I'm pretty hopeful that anything that the mountain bike throws up, I'll be able to handle.
And finally, on the solo side of things, obviously the people you'll be looking to compete against at the pointy end will be also in the Kiwi and South Africa, in the Australian and South African teams. Who do you think are going to be your main competitors to watch that you'll be sort of racing tightly with?
Look, I mean, I don't know too much about the other competitors lining up. Obviously, Diana Blegg, who's the Australian team member. She is very strong and raced here before, and she raced over in New Zealand and was right behind me at the finish of the 3D in Rotorua. Obviously it's Jane, I think, from the South African team. She's I have no clue, so it's going to be interesting for sure. I think that this sort of race really demands being on top of your game. You just have to go as well as you can in every stage, and it doesn't become very tactical. It's an individual effort over the course, and you've just got to do it as fast as you can. You know, in terms of time credits, everyone has a different strength in a certain stage, or and you can't afford to empty yourself when perhaps I need to wait till a little bit later on the mountain bike where I can grab a few minutes back, rather than trying to scramble and put in an extra 10% in the swim where I'm only going to get 30 seconds, So I think that you got to race within yourself and be a bit smart. Race nutrition is going to be important. The legs are a little bit atypical of a triathlon or any sort of well, it's a multi-sport race, so anything goes. So you have to adjust, and you have to have a good race strategy. And I think that's it's more of an individual thing than it is based around what your competitors are going to be doing. Well, that's my plan.